Well, hello everyone. Excited to spend some time with you today talking about all the work you've been doing. You've been doing all this work on yourself. You've been casting your show wisely. You've been being the director. You've been doing your own stunts. You've been not rereading old scripts, but thinking about the future. And it's finally opening day. Well, hello and welcome to the next 24 hours. You're in the right place, but this series is actually going to be Life at Performance Level, and this is going to be based on my best-selling book, Life at Performance Level, and my keynote speech. So I want you to really jump into this content, feel great about it, because I'm going to give you all the tools you need to take your life to a higher level of performance. Get ready to live the dream. You see, when we get to the end of the journey together, it's actually continues to be opening day on your life. And when you get to where you have some mastery and you get to where you've had some success in your business and your relationships, and you get to where you've done all of this work, now it's time for you to start thinking about your legacy. It's time for you to start thinking about, why did I do all this work? What's the point of having mastery in some things in my life? And the real point of that now is to give it all away. Just to give it to every single person you meet for the rest of your life. And I call that being an acting coach. Finally, now it's time for you to take some of the work you've done and share it with other people and give it away freely. It's funny because when I do my program, Life at Performance Level, the live show, I teach everyone to juggle. And every single person understands all the principles of learning how to juggle. The only way you can demonstrate that is if you're willing to drop the ball over and over again. And I tell everyone, yes, you get to keep the juggling balls, but just so you know, they're not for you. The juggling balls are actually for you to take and go teach somebody else how to juggle. And I say, you're here at this conference for 3 days and you're going to get a lot of great material and so many huge, amazing ideas. But remember, this conference isn't really for you. This conference is for you to take all of these amazing ideas, all of these little breakthroughs of, wow, this can really help my business. This can really help us with our customer relations. But it doesn't do any good if you keep it for yourself. The goal of the conference is for you to now to take all of that content and go back and share it with your people, to go back and actually live to these new ideals. And I would say the same thing now with you as you come toward the end of this program. This program hasn't really been for you. This program has been giving you the tools and the techniques and the understandings so you can live them yourself and then go share them with everyone you care about. Share them for the rest of your life. I say it over and over again. I want you to invest in yourself. I want you to take time and think about the character you have and think about the life you're living. Think about why you're on the planet. I want you to be a rock star in your own show. But really, I don't want you to do that because it's about you. I want you to do that so you can give it away to other people. You cannot give what you don't possess. If you don't own it, how can you give it to somebody else? So own this material you've been listening to. Own the 24-hour challenges. Keep actualizing those every day and then give it away to other people. Some people call that being an acting coach. Some people call that being someone's mentor. And I don't want you to think of it only as a one person. I want you to understand there's lots of ways you can do that. You don't have to wait and have perfect timing and have the person show up that needs your content. You can look in the world, and I'm telling you right now, there are people within a 1-hour drive of wherever you are that need your content, that need your expertise, that need a better understanding of the way the world works or the way that business works. And so I have an example of that. A friend of mine, his name is Tommy Spalding. He is an amazing, amazing man, and I love him like a brother. He also happens to be a New York Times bestselling author 2 times over, getting ready to launch his 3rd book. But over 20 years ago, He wanted to do something with high-class speakers and amazing leadership experts from around the country. He wanted to bring them to Denver, Colorado, and then he wanted to have some outreach for high school students that are struggling with leadership and principles of morals, ethics, and value-based decision-making, and give them the tools over a couple days to then go out and impact the world. And this year I was pleased to be back at NLA, National Leadership Academy in Denver, Colorado, where I was one of those speakers, and I've spoken many times there in the past, but this year was their 20th anniversary. So as I was preparing for this podcast, I was reflecting back on Tommy. Over 20 years, imagine all of the people he's mentored. Imagine how many thousands of kids' lives he's changed. And those volunteers that he brings together each year, those people became his friends. And over the years, he's also mentored hundreds of people that were adults that came to volunteer to impact those high school students' lives. So I want you to take it to a higher level. Don't just think about one person. If I'm lucky, who would that be? How can you impact your community? How can you get out of your little stage and look at the giant world stage and take your skills and share it with them? That's your challenge. And that's what I want you to do, not for the next 24 hours, but for the rest of your life. Give away your gifts, and you will know what living the dream for real really looks like. So let's remember that life at performance level is never completely obtained. It's a live show. You're always growing and changing and becoming. And I want to let you know what a pleasure it's been for me that you took this journey together with me and you walked through life at performance level and you honed your skills and all the things you needed to do to really, really analyze and think about what the next chapter of your life is going to be. But now I also have to let you know that we only get 28,000 days, the average lifespan here in the U.S., and I have to let you know that I've had some amazing people along the way help me with my journey. And what people love to share in their life is their resume, all the things they do. If you look at Facebook, we call it Facebook because it's a perfect example of people only sharing their resume, only sharing their perfect moment. Oh, here we are at the beach. Here we are when we got married here, right? But very few people are sharing their resume on social media. And your resume is who you really are, and your resume is who you are as a person, and your past, and your struggles, and you're human. And it's okay to be human. You're going to make mistakes. That's what the juggling is all about. You're going to drop the ball. What are you going to do after that happens? And I had some people in my life like Tommy McLaughlin. When I was 12 and a half years old, he saw me at Old Town Mall, and I was roaming around the mall, trying to be in a safe place, escaping from the craziness at my house. And I saw him, and he was doing the robot. He was a mime, and he was performing. Now, remember, I basically was a horrible student. I was anemic because I have celiac disease, and I had an iron deficiency, so I was skinny and scrawny, had dark circles under my eyes. But Tommy didn't see any of that. You see, Tommy just saw a person. And I watched him, and he knew I was very interested. And then I went home, and I practiced and practiced and practiced. And after about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I went back, and I said, I can do what you do. And he didn't just blow me off and say, hey, beat it, kid. He said, really? Well, let's see. So I did my little robot routine for him, and he said, I'll tell you what, come back tomorrow. And I went back the next day, and the next day he had all the mall management there, and their suits and their ties. And he said, Curtis, you show them what you showed me. And I did my robot routine for them, and the mall management looked at me, and they looked at Tommy, and they said, so? And he said, you don't understand. I think this little boy has some things I want to help get out. I want you to hire him, and I want to teach him how to be a performer over the summer. And the mall management looked at Tommy again and they said, well, Tommy, you're the best mime in LA. Why would we hire some kid off the street? And then he did something amazing. And I hope in your life, I hope in your career, I hope in your real life, you have the opportunity. And when you see it, you seize it. You see, he told the mall management, come here for a minute. And he took them just far enough away to where I couldn't hear it. And he said, this is the way it's going to work. You're going to hire that little boy. You're going to pay him $5 an hour, and you're going to take it out of my pay. And if you don't, I quit right now. And the mall management threw up their hands, and they walked away. And Tommy McLaughlin saved one life that day. Tommy McLaughlin changed the trajectory of one skinny, scrawny, little 12-and-a-half-year-old kid's life that day. And for the next 2 years, every hour I worked in the mall, he made $5 an hour less, and he never told me. He never told anyone because he was a real person. He did it because he knew that was the right thing to do. And that is what all the time and all the development and all the time you spent thinking about this program, it's all been leading to this. Because the rest of my life, all I can do is try to be somebody else's Tommy McLaughlin. And whoever you are, when you're listening right now, I guarantee you've had Tommy McLaughlins in your past. Might have been a coach, might have been a teacher. You might be so lucky it was your parents. But I'm telling you right now, so many people get successful. So many people find their purpose. So many people become an amazing artist. And then they get amnesia about where they started and about the people that helped them get to the path they're on now. Please don't have amnesia. Please remember the struggles and the journey you took to be the person you are today, and then look back and look at the world around you and see who's on the path right now like Tommy McLaughlin did for me all those years ago, and so many other people along my life journey since then. God bless you for listening. Keep living the dream by helping others live their dream. And here we are. Yes, it's the final 24-hour challenge. And the final 24-hour challenge, I have to be honest with you, is going to be about the content you just listened to. And it's going to be about you being somebody else's Tommy McLaughlin. It's going to be about you in the next 24 hours getting this podcast information to 5 people in the real world. 5 people I want you to think about, man, if I could make them sit and listen to this, I would. That's what the challenge is. In the next 24 hours, think of those 5 people, send them the link, tell them why it's important, have a conversation with them. Please, I want this information to be given away to more people. That's why I'm doing this, because I can't be in every room. I can't be on every stage. This information can live right here, but only if you breathe your own show into it by sharing it with other people. Now let's remember, after you've shared this content, this Life at Performance Level, the next 24-hour podcast with at least 5 people, I want to welcome you to the starting line. That's right, the starting line, because we're not done here. The next season, season 3, is going to be coming out real soon with fresh content, exciting ideas, some amazing interviews. I look forward to seeing you there. And thanks again for listening to Life at Performance Level, the next 24 hours. Have a great day and keep living the dream. I'm so excited that you are here listening to Life at Performance Level, so much so, and we talk about living the dream, that I actually have a gift for you. That's right, if you go to Want to Live the Dream on my website, curtiszimmerman.com, and you click on that, I'm going to send you a free Living the Dream wristband. And that wristband is just going to remind you to listen into the podcast and to really live this information so you can ultimately live the dream. Enjoy.